Oh, it's live, pal.
The following contest scheduled for one fall.
Bloody hell, you want to hitch yourself to this caboose? You're in for a bumpy ride.
I hate your hat. I hate your t-shirts. I hate your wristbands. I hate your shoes. I hate your music. I hate the C Nation.
And then you want to walk back in here and call this place your home? This is not your home. This is my home.
Well, you don't know who you're dealing with. You are dealing with the best in the world.
You get what you have earned, and what you have earned is nothing.
This ain't no disco. Ain't no country club either. This is the 3 Count Thursday podcast. So let's go, baby.
Tell him to say it to my face. Say it to my face, Bill Goldberg.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. We are live. It is Thursday, June the 26th, 2025. We are glad to be back with you for another one. We hope you are doing well wherever you are, surviving the heat, the rain, and whatever Mother Nature and the world want to throw at us. But make sure you are subscribed and following along with us on all of our social channels at 3 Count Thursday. Always the number 3, never the word 3. All across the board: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, Blue Sky, TikTok, Twitter as well. You can find all of that and more on our link tree, which is available on all of our social media channels as well. So make sure you hit that. You can also grab your 3CT merch over on our T Public store. We would certainly appreciate that. Intern Mark sporting the latest Squishy Pretzels Gentlemen's Club shirt. So you can grab that in 2 different varieties. You can grab a few other things as well. I forget what all is over there on the store, but plenty of offerings. And let's find out if there's any sales today. But make sure you go ahead and grab those. You can also hit us on the voicemail at any time, and we will have a couple voicemails here for this show. It is 717-473-7833. So you can do that as well. Leave us a voicemail.
Close.
For any of the programs. Good effort, Mark. We appreciate you as always. But yeah, you can go ahead and do that. So you heard a voice, and it's not Tim, it's not Matt, it's not Mark, it's not Ryan. Yes, we are few and far between in the normal crew this week, and per my doctor's orders, I can't spend time with just intern Mark. So we had to call in Big Mac from the Take 3 Wrestling Podcast, Huddle Up Podcast, as well. So Big Mac.
You all right, sir?
We're good. Glad to be here. Glad to make some questionable decisions with the 3CT version of Joe Lopez.
Yeah. If you guys haven't checked this out over at Take 3, we have a version of intern Mark over there. He's just shorter and gayer.
And he's also younger and falls asleep more on the show.
Yes, yeah, which is, all of those things are accurate. So no current sales going on over on the T Public store. Like I said, we have the 2 Squishy Pretzels. We have a Attitude Era style shirt. Working on a Monday Nitro style shirt that should be hitting the store possibly as soon as this weekend. So go ahead and grab one of many varieties, 63 different varieties over on the 3CT store. And I've noticed, I bounced over there the one day, and there is they have a bigger variety of like larger size shirts. So like, and they've added some new colors with the big man shirts. So if you're a big man, you've been avoiding some of the designs because they didn't have your size in a certain color, feel free to hop over there. Devin with us in the comments as well. And all right, intern Mark.
You all right, sir?
I'm okay. Hi, everybody. It's a shame Joe couldn't make it. He's a good-looking man.
He is. He's probably somewhere sweating with his shirt off right now.
Well, at this time of year, Big Jim, there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, depends on where he's at.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that any time of year, Mark.
That's a little frowned upon in the produce section at your local Wegmans, but
well, you know,
probably be frowned upon at his job also.
Well, probably.
He might get a raise.
He'll get something. I don't know what it is.
Well, it depends. Depends on the job and the day, I suppose.
He's just a little fella too. If you ever meet him, he's a little fella. He's not great big. He's just a little fella. He's like pocket size.
He is a little.
And
fella.
he gets chilly easily.
He does.
That's factual.
Yeah.
Even though he's from Brooklyn originally, he gets chilly.
I mean, here's the deal. I was cold night one of WrestleMania last year. And I had like 2 layers of long sleeves. I think I had like double layered long pants, and I was cold. Little Joe, man, he toughed it out as much as he could, but
his knees were knocking.
What did I think I had? I think I had an Under Armour, and then a really big hoodie, and just a pair of like gray joggers, because I was like, there's no way I'm fucking wearing jeans. My legs will fucking shiver to fucking death and go raw.
It was so uncomfortable for night one last year. That wind was so dumb.
I think if the wind wasn't as bad, I think everything would have been fine. I think the wind made it about 80x worse.
Oh, infinitely. It was so much worse because of the wind. It just went right through you. Me and Joe sat through rainy, overcast, one night WrestleMania 29. Oh,
twice in a lifetime. Twice in a lifetime. It was raining at the beginning of that show.
Yeah, Tim was at that one and said the weather was miserable there too.
But it was the rain that was miserable. It wasn't the temperature.
Right.
I do remember someone that we went to the show with decided to wear flip-flops because, you know, they were smart. So the Dolph Ziggler, I'm here to show the world turned into I cannot feel my toes. So create a catchy jingle out of his theme song, but yeah, not logical.
Yeah,
I feel my toes.
Before I start diving into the show this week, I was all excited to share something with Matt, because Matt's been asking for a clip on our board, and it was from an episode of the Tuesday podcast, which if you're new to our environment here, we have the Thursday live wrestling show. We have a Tuesday show that's literally anything and everything, usually very little wrestling. And the one day we got talking about ass cream or ice cream, as
Joe loves ass cream.
Yeah, yes, he does. I don't think you can say that though, Mark. But on the one episode, I was describing how we had those old, you know, like when in school you had the little squares of the Neapolitan ice cream with the strawberry, the chocolate, and the vanilla. And I said I used to cut mine at the dividing lines so I could just enjoy the strawberry portion by itself and its chocolate. Well, Ryan thought that I was speaking about like the big, like half gallon of Neapolitan ice cream. And Mark, I think you were saying Smokey was, for lack of a better phrase, poking holes, if you will, in the Neapolitan ice cream. And the phrase
he was violating the ice cream.
He was not poking holes with his fingers. Let's put it that way. And he had one point you had said something along the lines of like, "Mom, why is there holes in my ice cream?" And then the line, "Smokey's been in there," came up. So Matt's been asking for this clip, and I got the clip. Smokey's been in there. Smokey's been in there. So that's gonna live on the board forever.
Now you can say that about the Grand Ole Opry now.
He is down at the Grand Ole Opry. I'm not sure who he's seeing tonight, but the whole family's there. He's on vacation, so if you're in the Tennessee, the Nashville area, look for Smoke and the family smoke and say hi to them if you see them out and about. He'll still be down there for a couple more days. But all right, let's dive into the show. I grabbed a couple of news stories. Oh, yes, Mark, you have your hand up.
Jimmy, I have my hand raised. Jimmy, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. We're almost up to the end of the week. Got my yard mowed today, so I'm not gonna have to do it over the weekend. Yeah, doing good, man. The dog's upset. He's upset.
Has every right to be.
What'd you do to him, Mark?
He's upset that Jimmy's having such a good week.
Well, he shouldn't be upset. He should be happy for me.
Well, that was Poe, and Poe knows how you feel about him. That's why he's upset.
No, he and I have come to an understanding with one another. Now you know that.
Yeah, the understanding is that his owner won't invite you over.
No. We've had 2 meet and greets, me and Poe.
Oh, okay.
We've gotten along. He likes me. We're okay with each. At least I thought. Unless Mark's talking that ish about me behind my back.
He likes Big Jimmy.
Good.
Post turning heel.
He is.
Better watch out. You're gonna get a chair to the back.
He's just a baby doggy.
Look at little Poe.
Look at him.
Now, how's he doing staying cool this week? Well, no, actually, he doesn't stay cool because you don't use air conditioning in your house.
Well, in the summertime, he's a hot dog, and in the winter, Jimmy, he's a chili dog. And that's just how it's going to be.
Those dogs were those jokes were both corn doggy.
Yeah.
Yes.
God, don't encourage him. All right. First news story of the week. In April 2025, wrestling legends Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff officially announced the launch of a brand new promotion, Real American Freestyle Wrestling, with Izzy Martinez appointed as the chief operating officer. The company's inaugural event is set for Saturday, August 30th at the Wolstein Center on the campus of Cleveland State University in Cleveland, Ohio. However, despite the high-profile names attached to the project, ticket sales for the debut show have gotten off to, a slow start. According to a report from WrestleTix on Twitter, only 380 tickets have been distributed so far out of a current setup of 3,882. The figure reflects a notably slow pace given that tickets went on sale earlier this month. The cheapest available ticket is priced at $39.60. Furthermore, the map reveals that there are a total of 13,077 seats available in the building, indicating that the promotion has a long way to go to fill the arena to even a half house, much less a full house. So, still, if you have nothing to do in Cleveland on August 30th, plenty of seats still available for the Real American Freestyle Wrestling debut. Doesn't even have a good World Wrestling Entertainment, All Elite Wrestling, TNA Wrestling. Those roll off the tongue real well. Real American Freestyle Wrestling, just it sounds dumb.
You don't want to go see Rolf?
That's basically what it is.
Rolf.
Yeah, no, I think I'm good.
I mean, honestly, if you're sitting in the greater Cleveland area, do you really want to go to Cleveland State University, the home of the Vikings, and try to go watch a freestyle wrestling show that basically is going to have the average attendance of
like an AEW show?
Stop that, Mark.
Like a Dynamite.
There's no need for that, Mark.
I mean, I was going to say AEW presented Ring of Honor, but
ain't no need for that.
Well, that's a little bit more.
I was trying to go realistic. I wasn't trying to also say potentially any game changer wrestling show that doesn't happen inside of Atlantic City, but here we are.
So this is literally like shoot wrestling.
Yeah, this is like, hey, I'm going to go watch Olympic wrestling. Guys, for the record, ain't nobody watch Olympic wrestling during the Olympics.
No.
A lot of gold at stake in the Olympics.
Because I'm like, who's been booked for this? And it's all fucking amateur wrestler. It's what the hell?
And they're wrestling in different weight class, aren't they? It could be any weight versus any weight. Is that right? Or am I?
I have no clue about that. I just know that wrestlers get joked on and clowned on in the UFC for being wrestlers. I know UFC is trying this whole Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu thing, which like 17 people are probably going to watch. And they tried something called Power Slap, which 9 people watched. This is awful. Whoever is the person that's investing in this, ask for a refund.
I don't know that there's anybody investing in it besides Bischoff and Hogan. So even on their website, Real American Freestyle is proudly partnered with Real American Beer as our exclusive title sponsor.
Shocker.
Bringing 2 American forces together. From brands to broadcasters, Real American Freestyle is backed by companies who believe in the future of the sport and athletes who define it. One in, let's talk. Their only advertised partner is Real American Beer, brother.
Take 3 Wrestling would like to be an official sponsor. I'll pay them 1 penny for every ticket sold.
I wonder how many like joke email. Oh yeah, you can email info@realamericanfreestyle.com if you want to offer your goods and services.
How much do you think a sponsorship would be? Like realistically,
Too much. Whatever.
$9.
Whatever it is, it's too much.
And 3CT presents Rolf. I mean, that's a possibility.
I was gonna say, yeah, I don't look. We're I don't want to degrade our terrible name any further than it is.
We got some money in the kitty, and Matt's out buying Lear jets today. He's got money. You can't hide money. Tim's out dining at the finest restaurant in all of Northwest Virginia.
He is.
Man, here are the commentating team for the first ever 3CT presents Rolf.
Don't blow up our spot.
Big Jim and intern Mark.
Don't blow up our spot, Mark. I don't want people to know we're actually rich. Like what I like putting out this facade that we're poor.
Oh God, I can't wait to watch Jim and intern Mark drop great commentary for Real American Freestyle Wrestling.
What a maneuver.
Holy cats.
Look, here's the deal. 3countthursday@gmail.com. Whenever you want to sponsor Rolf with, send our way. We'll take any sponsorship you have. Look, I'm sitting here drinking, and it's not even a bad thing. I'm drinking the Summit Diet Cola from Aldi. If Summit Cola wants to sponsor us, send it. I'll just take free soda. Like I'm not even necessarily looking for money. If you just want to send me like free, like hydration drinks or soda, like be my get. Like I'm a pretty cheap person, so hook us up. 3countthursday@gmail.com. All right, next news story. Wrestling legend and iconic commentator Jim Ross has shared a significant health update, confirming that he is officially cancer-free and ready to get back behind the mic for All Elite Wrestling. Speaking on a recent episode of his Grilling JR podcast, Ross revealed that his health has made a major turnaround after a prolonged battle with cancer. He said the cancer is gone, which I'm very happy to say. I'm blessed that my health has returned, and I'm feeling pretty damn good. The Hall of Fame announcer, who's been a cornerstone of wrestling commentary for decades, admitted that he's eager to return after a lengthy absence. He said, "I'm tired of sitting at home, and I'm excited about the opportunities that await. My plan is to be in Dallas for AEW All In." Ross also took a moment to express deep gratitude for AEW and its president, Tony Khan, for their steadfast support during his recovery. Tony Khan has been amazingly wonderful during my illness, he said. He supported me wholeheartedly. That's the way a boss should act. Take care of your people. Tony Khan has certainly taken good care of me, and I plan on being reciprocal and doing my best to take care of him in my role going forward. So that's awesome news, man. It's been obviously a rough couple of years for good old JR, and I'm glad that he is cancer free, on the mend, and looking forward to hearing him get back behind the mic for sure.
Got to get him out there for the Hungman. The Hungman winning the AEW title up in Texas.
Oh man,
my Hungman.
And last thing on the news front, after several months airing as a 3-hour program, WWE Friday Night SmackDown will officially revert to its traditional 2-hour format beginning next Friday, July the 4th. And this time the change is permanent. According to a new report from PW Insider, WWE's Blue brand will resume its 2-hour runtime on the USA Network, starting with the Independence Day episode, which will be pre-taped. this Monday following Monday Night Raw. Again, that's why Monday Night Raw airing at 6 p.m. Eastern time live on Netflix this upcoming Monday, so they can tape the SmackDown after, so the superstars can have off for the July 4th holiday. The episode will air as scheduled on Friday, July 4th, marking the official end of the 3-hour SmackDown experiment. So here's the deal. I don't take in SmackDown very often, but the times that I have since it's been on this 3-hour format, that third hour has felt rough. Like, nobody is meant to watch 3 hours of wrestling on a Friday night. Nobody.
Then they did, but in the wintertime it might not be so bad, but
no, it's too much.
Summer's rough.
Like you've gotten through a week of work, you've gotten through a couple hours post work on a Friday. I don't need 3 hours of wrestling.
What's the average runtime on Raw on Netflix?
It's usually in like the 2.5.
Yep.
Like it's usually about 10:30, 10:40 is when it ends.
So 5.5 hours of professional wrestling just off of those two shows, or the equivalent of a one-night WrestleMania that everybody said was too long.
Well,
so maybe less is more when it comes to the thought process of, okay, let's figure out what needs to be pushed. Let's figure out what the push is for the pay-per-view, and let's move through it that way. At this point, we're putting guys out there, and it's like, okay, and what are they doing next week with insert name here? Nothing? Yeah. Cool. I could care that I'm going to use him as an example because he came over and everybody hyped him when he came back over. Andrade.
Right.
Cool. He has a great match on SmackDown against whomever. You don't see him again for fucking 3 weeks, and you're like, where are we going with that?
Exactly.
So now those matches, now TV time becomes more of a, okay, if they're going to put them on a 2-hour show, whatever they're doing is going to start being pushed.
Yeah.
3 hours just felt like it dragged. The same thing that happened with Monday Night Raw there for a while. It became video packages and stagnant main events.
Yep.
And the crowd didn't care by the time the last match started unless it had Cody Rhodes woeing, screaming cult of personality with Punk, or Roman was coming out. Like, it didn't matter.
Yeah. 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 And like, here's the thing I like about Monday Night Raw on Netflix is it has the freedom of, if, you know, the opening promo segment, they let the crowd breathe a little bit. And if like Jey Uso wants to do an extra curtain call with his entrance and yeet a little bit more, he can do that, because you're not really confined. They can go to commercial when the segment's over. If the show's scheduled, quote unquote, to run 2.5 hours, they can bleed it over into 2.5 because they're not confined by a traditional TV schedule. You know, so
Correct.
That is one thing that's kind of been nice in that format, where you can see things kind of go a little bit long, but it doesn't necessarily, it doesn't mean that Liv Morgan and, you know, Athena are going to get cut. You know, that match is going to get cut from Raw because they're going to run out of time. It just means that, hey, we can still do the match as scheduled because we can go kind of as much as we want. And I know some people thought, oh, Raw's going to go 3.5, 4 hours now. No, it's actually been a little bit tighter. It's been a little bit, you know, leaner, and they don't make it go too long, which now if an episode does, because you've had some important moments, then that's fine. It's just not going to be an every week thing. So yeah, but I like that this will consolidate the show a little bit, make the segments hopefully matter a little bit more.
You missed the most important news story of the entire news week.
What's
Yes,
that?
you have.
What are we gonna do when Chad Gable isn't around, and we're trying to transpire that he's El Grande Americano still?
Thank you.
Chad Gable out indefinitely, undisclosed surgery. Really haven't seen where they've mentioned what's going on with Chad. obviously, myself and everybody here wishes Chad a speedy recovery.
Absolutely.
Wrote him off on Monday night with the Penta stuff in the background. Then I saw an interesting twist on the interweb, and I started thinking about it, and I'm like, this makes no sense. Go back to that Penta Chad Gable moment, and who's standing in the background on TV for the first time in a month and a half, 2 months? Mr. Tiffany Stratton. Ludwig Kaiser. Reports are that they want to keep the El Grande Americano thing going. Supposed rumor, it could be Ludwig Kaiser because Chad Gable took him under his leadership like he did the Creed brothers.
Oh, man.
Hello, there's about 14 major flaws to this logic. I don't know. One of them's 5'4", the other 6'1".
I was gonna say one's about 8 inches difference in height. But wouldn't that be like perfect though? Like
hilarious.
Because like that was kind of like the funny part about the Mr. America gimmick back in the day. Is like you could literally see the mustache, right? So like now you have the opportunity to take this El Grande Americano gimmick and just lean into the comedy aspect of it.
I want this to be the Raw anonymous general manager.
Yeah, I love it.
1 week I want it to be Ludwig Kaiser. The next week I want it to be Apollo Crews. The week after I want it to be Tony Lorenzo. The next week I want it to be Roman Reigns. Like I just want it to be the most obnoxiously hilarious gimmick until Chad comes back and they're like, he just walks in and goes, "I told you I wasn't him."
Right. Yes, yeah, that's pure gold. I hope to see what they do with that. So before we get to talking about Night of Champions, and who knows, maybe these calls will have anything to do with it. Again, you can leave us a voicemail at any time, 717-473-7833. You can also get that number in the episode descriptions. But we have here's our first of 2 voicemails, gentlemen.
All right.
Hello, Jim, Matt,
Tim.
Mark.
Yeah.
It's Tim.
Holy cats.
I figured since I'm not on the show, I should be, I don't know, on the show this week, calling from an undisclosed location.
Underwater?
Calling 1-800
Hello, buddy.
So, I don't know if you guys have talked about it yet, but boy howdy, WWE could really won some good graces if they just moved Night of Champions, right? Right. Love you boys. Miss you. I hope Ryan's flight gets delayed coming back from Tennessee with all the meme pictures he's sending me or sending us about Marcus King. I don't mean that. But I love you boys, and I'll see you next week. And Devin, shut up.
Oh. Man.
Way downtown.
Need for that.
Fired a shot. So good to hear from Tim, even though he's not with us this week. I appreciate that. And then we look forward to having him back on the show next week. We will certainly talk about the WWE and their decision or indecision this week. But let's go to our second voicemail while we're at it.
This is Devin, aka Big Dick Devin, and I want to put my 2 cents into the whole decision WWE made this week for going to the whole Saudi Arabia Night of Champions. I still think they made a mistake continuing with the show, even though it's a ceasefire. Do you really trust any of these countries? Yeah, I think it's still a mistake that the show is still going on. And I'm just worried about everybody's well-being because anything could happen in this crazy world. But it's just too crazy, too unpredictable. So Talk to you guys soon.
All right, well, thanks, Devin. Thanks, Tim, for calling in. And like I said, you can grab that voicemail line in our episode description there. So yeah, that's obviously the big news, the big elephant in the room for the week. WWE will preview the show here coming up in a couple of minutes as well. But if you've been kind of living under a rock, the overseas conflict, Israel, Iran, there's military conflict and major tensions in the Middle East at the moment, and WWE on their way. I guess the superstars have landed as of today. I saw some videos of the flights landing and superstars kind of in meet and greet situations. So the superstars have made it there. There will be 2 shows. There will be SmackDown tomorrow night and Night of Champions on Saturday. And there was some buzz earlier in the week when tension seemed to be kind of at their peak that flights were gonna restricted airspace and things like that, and potential targets in countries in and around Iran. And if you don't own a map, Saudi Arabia is not far from the country of Iran. So there was a big swell of opinion from wrestling fans and anybody that likes to talk about wrestling on the interwebs, speaking that WWE should probably rethink their decision to have a show in Saudi Arabia this weekend. And even though I kind of voiced my opinion on our Twitter page that they probably should, I had the general feeling that the show would be proceeding as originally scheduled. And as we are sitting here on Thursday night, the show's still going to go on as scheduled. SmackDown tomorrow and Night of Champions on Saturday. So Mike, I'll go to you first because Mark's camera's off. WWE's decision to proceed with Night of Champions as scheduled. Your thoughts?
Well, number one, not surprised. Let's address that first. You're talking about a company and an institution who continued a show when someone unfortunately passed away during said show. You're talking about a company who has put out video packages for people who have done heinous things, and have tried to backtrack through them after they find out about said heinous things. That also took place the weekend of a Night of Champions.
Oh shit. Yep. The whole show's cursed.
So what I will say though, while I'm not surprised, I'm not going to say that I am uncomfortable with the decision. In a time where panic, fear, frustration at administrations and decisions are at an all-time high, the thing that WWE has always strived to do is bring us together and entertain us. It was the same thing after the unfortunate situations with 9/11, the Vince McMahon speech in the middle of the ring before SmackDown and all of that stuff. And they're honestly, and from a business perspective, again, I ruffled some feathers a couple weeks ago with my take on the R-Truth stuff whenever they released him, and when I said that I'm okay with it because it was a business decision. Going to Saudi Arabia is a business decision. They made a decision that was financially and driven by the amount of money that they're going to get, including the money that they could get in the next contract with Saudi Arabia when this contract's up. I think the wrestlers themselves, I think every person that's involved in WWE is probably being looked at and looked after the same way that the Prince of Saudi Arabia is, because I think Saudi Arabia sees this as a lucrative deal for them as well, and that if anything was to happen, the kickback there could potentially be devastating for them. Again, I don't have to love it. I don't love it. I understand it. I respect it. And if there were wrestlers, and I'm going to throw a name out there because magically he's now injured, Dominic Mysterio. I don't know what that injury is. What if Dominic just walked into work on Monday and was just like, guys, I don't feel comfortable going to Saudi Arabia? And if that's the case and they use an injury to push off that match for a week or two, respect to Dom for voicing his opinion, and respect to Triple H and them for saying, you're not comfortable. That's okay.
Sure.
So I will say, and that is 100% speculation on my end. That's okay.
It could have been AJ Styles that did the same thing. It
could have been. And if it's AJ, that again, the fact that this company 5 years later will put a injury angle to push off a match that they obviously want to have because someone doesn't feel safe and comes to them and talks about it is leaps and bounds different than what this company was 5 years ago.
Correct. Yeah.
So respect for Triple H and them having an open door of, if you're not comfortable, we'll figure something out. The guys that are comfortable, we're going to go put on a show to distract everybody from what the fuck's going on in the real world. Kudos to both sides. Sure. I hope everybody has a great show. I hope nobody gets hurt at the show. I hope they get back on the plane. I hope they're home by Monday Night Raw. That's all we can do at this point because they're there.
They're there. Yeah, they are on the ground in Saudi Arabia now. We hope for safety on all fronts and that everybody does make it home safe. Mark, your thoughts about WWE's decision to press on as planned?
Well, once Vince sold the company, I figured they'd still press on, Jimmy. They're going to be all right. Then they did, but
oh my God,
I didn't realize they were already in the country. I thought they were still making decisions. So this is indeed news to me. But I don't think Iran wants to mess with the Saudis. I'll tell you that right now. So I think everything will be fine. I hope everything is fine. But, it seems like what Big Mac said 5 years ago, if a wrestler voiced their concern about not going, I don't know that would be so well accommodated, I guess you could say. So times are changing. But, these Saudi shows, I'm not a big fan of them. Nothing political. I mean, I have nothing against the Saudis or whatever, but I don't know. They seem like throwaway shows, but I'll probably catch some highlights, but it's not something I'll be tuning into to watch live.
Well, you'll probably be at Hershey Park on Saturday.
Well, yes, and then I have a surprise birthday party.
Well, it's not a surprise anymore.
Well, I don't think she's listening.
Well,
you never know.
Surprise.
But I think 5 years ago, you walk in and say, "Hey, Vince, I don't feel comfortable going to this show," and he would have given you the big
"Go fuck yourself."
I think. Speaking of that sounder, I could do this now.
Go fuck yourself, Bill Goldberg. Go fuck yourself, Bill Goldberg.
God, how bad is your birthday going to be if he wins the world title?
Oh my God, it's just.
I'm worried, Jimmy.
I'm concerned. I don't care what anybody says.
He wins it and then just vacates it.
Well, Rollins could catch it.
Bill Goldberg.
Oh my God, it gets so worse.
It
just keeps getting worse by the minute. Like he cashes in and then he loses the Money in the Bank to Goldberg, and Goldberg wins, and then we don't have the briefcase.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that could happen. I wouldn't be completely shocked if they put the belt on Goldberg. I hope it doesn't happen.
Speak, bitch. Come on now, Bill Goldberg.
Jimmy, you're wild with that soundboard.
I love it.
He's wild.
I love it.
But Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of glad. On one hand, it's business as usual for WWE, in spite of what's going on in the world. So,
yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. The realist in me, the situationally aware person in me is like, this probably is a really poor decision. Like if we're being fully transparent about with everything going on, kind of flying into, again, it's not in Iran, like um but to be basically right next door when tensions are this high, probably not the best decision. But in the same time, right, wrong, or indifferent, there are many people within the WWE and the WWE front office that are close to members of the current administration. So if it was going to be unsafe for the WWE to be in Saudi Arabia this weekend, they probably would not be there. And yes, I understand that in a chaotic situation, anything can happen and anything can change at a moment's notice. Like that I am aware of. So certainly, and again, as Mike said, feet are on the ground there now. We hope for safety in both the show and the whole situation. But if you really kind of think the situation through, the WWE crew that is there in that situation is probably pretty safe. All things considered. Is it crappy? Here's the thing, the whole deal's crappy. Like, I think we talked about this from the beginning. Is
we've been against it, or not against it, but we've always said that there's been this, it doesn't feel right.
A propaganda piece for the Saudi government. I mean, really, like the whole show that they show you the flashing lights and how the country's changing and this, that. And to a degree, I probably believe that Saudi Arabia in 2025 is significantly different, whatever that means, than Saudi Arabia in the year 2000. Does it mean that it's good? Does it mean that it's progressive in any way, shape, or form? Probably not. But it's going to be a propaganda piece. It kind of always is when the WWE goes there. So it's just kind of part of the deal, unfortunately. But it's the thing that is happening. It's going to continue to happen at least until this deal expires.
Do we know when that is?
I thought originally it was like 2028 or something.
I'm gonna look real quick while you finish talking.
I was gonna say I'm not sure what the terms on that were, but yeah, it's a crappy situation. I think that everybody involved is going to make the best that they can of it. And
so in 2019, WWE announced that it, quote, expanded its partnership with the General Entertainment Authority through 2027, under which it'll hold 2 large-scale events in the country per year. That's the latest update on that. And just obviously doesn't have anything announced past Royal Rumble.
All right, there we go. Yeah. Wikipedia, I guess, does have it as through 2027 as well. So at least for a couple more years until. And here's the deal. Spoiler alert, folks. As long as the General Entertainment Authority of Saudi Arabia wants to pay WWE a crap load of money, WWE/TKO are going to accept a crap load of money from the General Entertainment Authority of Saudi Arabia. That's how business works. It's dirty, it's crappy, it's shitty at times. That's the wrestling business.
But it's no different than what we're going through right now stateside. Because
Correct.
You have to remember, they're getting paid a boatload of money because they can't charge a boatload for ticket prices because in Saudi Arabia you can't buy them.
Right. Yeah.
It would be like Vegas backing up a Brinks truck and saying, "Give us a second year at WrestleMania," and then going, "Fuck you, New Orleans."
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, they did that.
oh yes. Oh, my bad.
And they're still going to charge us $1 billion for tickets if we want to go to WrestleMania Part 2.
Here's the sad thing: the tickets for Vegas Part 2 are probably going to be more expensive than they would have been in New Orleans.
Yes. Hey, you think green shirt guy's in Saudi?
I can confirm he was not invited by the Prince.
Good. Yeah, I don't think he's ever been at one of those shows. It's usually one of my favorite parts about them.
He's been at in Puerto Rico when they had the show.
Puerto Rico.
He
Puerto Rico.
In Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico.
I'm surprised you don't have that clip.
Puerto Rico.
God, it'd be so much funnier if we didn't have to deal with this asshole.
Puerto Rico. We love Puerto Rico.
It would be so much funnier.
Jimmy, I'm shocked you don't have the clip from earlier this week with him.
No, because that one actually makes me angry. That one makes me angry.
Maybe it's
I can't believe that it's actually real. I thought it was AI at first.
I couldn't believe it was real either.
And
I'm astonished.
It's just where we are. But
anyway, now
yeah,
listen.
Yeah.
Now listen here. Now, back in the 90s, WCW, they went to North Korea.
Sure did.
Put on a show. And North Korea, I don't know if they're worse than Saudi. At present day, I'd say they're much worse than Saudi. But I don't know. Like,
I mean, if you're starting to split hairs between which horrendously evil country is worse than the other one, we'll call it even. Say they're both equally terrible. But yeah, the collision in Korea, April.
That was pretty wild.
28th and 29th of 1995, allegedly totaled 315,000 people over 2 nights. 150,000 night 1, 165,000 people night 2. Granted, a one-off event, and it wasn't a long-term partnership, but yeah, it's we've seen questionable decisions in wrestling over the. I mean, heck, some of those tribute to the troop shows the WWE used to do, didn't they? They used to go into basically live combat areas, didn't they? Like now,
yeah, they're
a little bit more. They're like on air bases and things, but
yeah, I think now they stay in the U.S. But they were the first one. It wasn't the first one in Iraq.
Maybe WWE,
like when it was still. It wasn't an all-out war, but there was still a lot of unrest, I guess you could call it.
Yeah, I guess they don't even technically do those events anymore. The first one was held at Camp Victory in Baghdad, Iraq.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Bombs over Baghdad.
Yeah, Baghdad, Tikrit, Iraq. Then they did Afghanistan, Baghdad again.
Oh man,
they did a lot of them in Iraq. The first 1, 2, 3. 7 of them were overseas. Then they started doing them at military spots in the U.S. in Texas, Virginia, North Carolina, Washington, Georgia. So they did do one during the pandemic from the Amway Center, from the Thunderdome.
Yeah,
I think they hosted soldiers and things on the virtual screens. Did you guys ever do the virtual screen deal during the pandemic?
No, you did it, Jimmy.
I did it a couple times. It was interesting. It was interesting. You could hear producers talking to you through your headphones. It was an experience. I was glad to do it. But all right. Well, that brings us to the show. If you still want to give your thoughts on the WWE's decision or choices this week, feel free to leave them in the comments. Leave your comments as well on the match card. We have a 6-match card coming up this Saturday. That'll be 1 p.m. Eastern time on the Peacock in the U.S. Also Netflix worldwide.
Like Titus worldwide.
Like Titus worldwide. I do like one thing WWE does, and I'm sure they'll do it this weekend especially, is they put out a post fairly early in the day here, like in the East Coast, of what time the show airs worldwide. So it'll be like 1 p.m. in the East and 7 a.m. whatever, and they'll do time in London, time in Japan or whatever. So
what about the time in Botswana, Jim?
well, I haven't seen it on the graphic, but write to Triple H. Maybe they'll institute that one of these times. But let's start here. We will start with a singles match. Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross makes the big show here. Mike, your thoughts?
I think it makes the big show because either Dominic Mysterio or AJ Styles did not want to go to Riyadh.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued. On paper, this feels like a Sami Zayn win. It feels like it helps him keep his main event stuff moving forward. But not so fast, my friends. I think this is the start of the Karrion Kross run that everybody has wanted since that promo during WrestleMania weekend. I'm going to take Karrion Kross to get the win.
My ass.
Mark.
Hello. Karrion Kross. Man, I'm glad to see he's on the big show here, the premium live event. I think Karrion Kross is going to be the winner, Jimmy. I like Sammy, but Karrion needs this win. He wants this win. So let him have it, Jimmy.
Let him have it.
Let me have it, Jim.
I mean, here's the deal. Everybody since that promo,
my ass.
The famous shoot promo now by Karrion Kross. We played the video the week he came out here on the show. Since then, he's getting huge reactions on main event. Why are they not putting Karrion Kross? Why are they not letting him wrestle on Raw? And now there's speculation that the reason he's not wrestling on Raw is because he doesn't like taking back bumps or something. I saw over the past couple of days, and everybody's finding like 2 clips of Karrion Kross like not taking a back bump and like trying to use that as a thing. Devin has Kross picking up the win. Here's the deal. This is the chance, right? This is what everybody wanted. The Wish.com demolition Kross didn't work out years ago. He got released. And now he comes back and he looks different, and he's kind of portraying the killer Karrion Kross type, gimmick that everybody has asked for. So here's your opportunity, bud. And you know what? Give him the win. Give him the win on Saturday. And let's see from now through SummerSlam, now through the Clash in Paris or whatever the hell it's called. Let him have a little run. If it works, great. If it doesn't, his deal's coming up. You let him walk.
Let him win.
Give him the win.
Set up him versus AJ at SummerSlam for the Intercontinental title.
Love it. Love it.
Because you have the built-in stuff with him and AJ from before.
Mm-hmm.
You finally get the payoff from that. You give both of them a high leverage match on a high leverage 2-night event. Give it the run, boys. Let's see what the fuck happens.
Let it go. Let's do it. All right, next one. We have a street fight between Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez, Mike.
This is where everything starts getting confusing. Because nothing happened with the women's tag titles.
Nope.
Nothing happened with whatever else was going on. And then they had the spot where Rhea and Raquel are fighting and Roxanne Perez gets involved.
Mm-hmm.
Roxanne.
There it is.
Thank you.
This
Mark.
is now a street fight. I think this is going to be a very good match. Roxanne will help Raquel, which will lead to Raquel giving Roxanne Liv's half of the women's tag titles on Monday Night on Raw.
Yeah, the old like the Freebird rule, basically. More or less.
Hopefully it stays the Freebird rule, but I genuinely don't think they're going to have the titles whenever Liv comes back, so I don't think it's going to matter.
Correct. Yeah, correct. I don't think they will either. All right, Mark.
Freebird. So Raquel Welch and Big Mammy.
I don't think you can say that, Mark.
Big Mammy, cool. Well, I'd be surprised if Rhea Ripples doesn't.
And then he did.
Then she did, but yeah, I'd be surprised if Ripples didn't win.
I don't think Rhea Ripley will win because I think there will the fact that this is a street fight tells me that there's going to be shenanigans and cheating afoot here. So yeah, it will absolutely be Raquel picking up the win with assistance from
Roxanne. You like when cheating's afoot or anything's afoot.
Knock it off.
He hates feet.
The minute that word came out of my mouth, I was like, Mark's going to jump on this.
Yeah, I had to jump on it. A foot.
Devin has Raquel picking
Mark,
up.
did you use your feet to jump on it?
Oh, God.
Well, I used both my footses. Jimmy, would you ever squash grapes with your feet and then drink it?
No.
To make it a wine. What about Mrs. Big Jim? What if Mrs. Big Jim's tender feet squash grapes for you to make wine? Would you consume that wine?
Neither of us are really big wine drinkers.
I thought you were going to say neither one of you are feet people, and I was about to be like, well.
We're Mrs. Big Jim. Now, what if Mrs. Big Jim squashed grapes to make grape Fanta? Would you drink that?
I'm not sure that there's actual grapes in Fanta, Mark.
No.
All right.
You could have just stopped with grape juice.
Like that color of purple is not what actual grapes are.
Highlighter purple.
Exactly. All right, next one. Singles match for the U.S. Championship. Jacob Fatu defending against Solo Sikoa. Mike.
Solo, I hate you. Jacob wins the match, but it's via disqualification. Okay. This thing's getting stretched out. Mateo gets involved. There's a spot where you think that Solo's going to win the title. He doesn't. Disqualification. Fatu. Jacob retains. I think this continues on for at least a little bit longer. Maybe this is part of a longer piece with the title into SummerSlam. But I'll take Jacob to retain.
Devin's got Jacob as well. In turn, Mark.
Yes. Yeah, Jacob ain't dropping that belt yet. Even with Corn on the Cob interfering. This got a long way to go. There's a lot of legs on this one yet, Jimmy. A lot of legs. So
Hikuleo just debuted in main event, I believe. So there's always he can always get involved in a match one way or the other as well. So
Jimmy, you played the Hikuleo back in high school in the band.
No, I was in the drum line, Mark.
Oh,
I knew there was a Piccolo joke coming.
Yeah,
Hikuleo.
Yeah. Jacob will walk out of Saudi with the U.S. title, but there will be more to come from this, especially as we head towards the first ever 2-night SummerSlam.
Holy cats!
To open the month of August, just a little over a month away from now. I think there's a whole weekend of events in a couple of weeks before we get to SummerSlam. So,
did you get tickets yet, Jimmy?
No, I did not, Mark.
Can't hide money.
You're telling me. All right, next one we have the Queen of the Ring tournament finals. The winner receives a match for their respective brands world championship at SummerSlam. We have Asuka, who is on Raw, taking on Jade Cargill from SmackDown. Mike.
On paper, this sounds like the Asuka Io Sky match that everybody's dreaming of for the Raw Women's title. I said this on take 3 as soon as Naomi won the Money in the Bank briefcase. Jade Cargill will never have a long title run, at least not a first one, because that's who Naomi will cash in on. I will double down on that prediction right here and say that Jade Cargill wins Queen of the Ring, defeats Tiffany Stratton, and Naomi cashes in and walks out of the biggest 2-night event of the summer with the Women's Championship. So I will take Jade Cargill to win.
All right, intern Mark.
Yes, Jade Carmax is going to win this one. She needs this win, Jimmy. She wants this win.
Yeah, it's here's the deal. Like, she's still not great in the ring, but she is a bona fide star. She's an attraction, and now's as good a time as any to get her a win. It's gonna be as good of a match as it can be because she's in with an absolute pro who's fantastic.
Shout out Tiger Mom 69.
Love her. But yeah, Jade will pick up the win. Devin is Jade as well. King of the Ring tournament final. Yes, Mike.
You made a comment that she's an attraction and she's not that great in the ring. You know what it reminds me of? Mark's favorite.
Shane McMahon.
China.
China. Yes.
The best in the
Hey, hold on. Shane McMahon won a tournament in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, he did.
That started this whole soundbite.
That was the best in the world. The best in the world tournament, right?
Well,
No, I think it was like the WWE Global Cup or something. It was like the World Cup version of.
Yeah.
The Miz wrestled the first 2 matches, and then Shane McMahon.
That's Hillbilly.
That is Hillbilly.
Anne
Billy.
Marie's in the hospital.
He's in the hospital.
No, he's not. Anne Marie is.
Oh, Anne Marie, is she okay?
Well, we're wishing her a speedy recovery.
She's asking the doctors to stay.
It was the WWE World Cup. It was an 8-man single elimination tournament to determine the best in the world.
Oh,
Yep.
That'll put some butts in seats.
It did because it was free because it was in Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
Huh. John Cena was originally announced as a direct participant on account of his previous achievements in WWE,
Yep.
but was replaced by Bobby Lashley after he legitimately refused to work in wake of the Khashoggi incident. Huh.
Who the hell's Khashoggi?
He was the journalist that was decapitated.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, don't make a joke about
Sorry.
it, Mark.
No, it wasn't good. I didn't know who it was. I thought it was.
Well, I just wanted to make sure. All right, the King of the Ring tournament final. When the winner is crowned, the winner will receive a match for their respective brand's world title, which I think both of these superstars are SmackDown guys, right?
I guess.
Or is Cody kind of a floater?
I think they both have the blue background.
Yeah, I believe they do.
Yeah.
It's Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes, Mike.
Winner takes on John Cena.
Correct, at SummerSlam.
You've already billed that Randy Orton's had his last match against John Cena. Adrenaline in my soul, something, Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, it's got to be Cody Rhodes. It's got to be the main event at SummerSlam. I thought it was Summerfest, though. Big match.
The only way that it will not be Cody Rhodes, spoiler alert,
you from the Summerfest.
if Randy Orton walks out of Night of Champions as the King of the Ring, because this match will happen before the main event we'll get to, then John Cena is not walking out of Saudi Arabia with the title.
True. Yeah. Yeah.
He ain't wrong.
Yeah, I think Cody's the win here. Like I said, we've been doing the series of last matches ever. I feel like we will get a repeat of the Cody match, and like I said, up until Fiend hit in Vegas, the match was actually private. I was enjoying the match till that fucking music hit.
That music upset Jim.
Oh, dude, you're not even kidding. I still think that's the reason the Toronto Maple Leafs lost their series to the Florida Panthers. Well, that and Sam Bennett's elbow on the back of Stolar's head, but that's a issue for another podcast. All right, last one. Devin has Cody picking up the win as well. And final match on the card, singles match for the undisputed WWE Championship. Big match, John Cena defending against CM Punk. Mike.
I've gone back and forth on this. John Cena's greatest foe will always be Phil from Chicago.
Yep.
He's had great rivalries with other guys. He's had great moments with other guys. But his best rival has always been Phil. Well, guess what? The Punk stops here. CM Punk wins the WWE Championship, but he does not walk out of Riyadh with the title. Seth Rollins, Heist of the Century 2.0. This isn't your home anymore. This is my home. Seth Rollins takes the flight home with the World Heavyweight Championship. I'm sorry, the WWE Championship.
WWE Championship.
WWE.
Yeah, which would be wild because then Rollins would swap over to SmackDown unless they do some sort of a rejuggling.
They rejuggle. Gunther ends up over there, which opens up a whole new world of challengers for him
to chop the shit out of.
What's the match we haven't had yet in the John Cena retirement tour? Big match, John, the Architect.
Yeah.
That's your SummerSlam main event.
That's coming.
That's coming.
We got to get that out.
Then Cody could get Gunther then. Or theoretically,
Bill Goldberg.
That's true.
God damn. I swear to God.
Four
if one
letters.
of our SummerSlam title matches is anyone versus
Bill Goldberg,
I'm going to be real pissed off.
I have another word for that one. If it's Bill Goldberg versus any of them, it's 4 letters, 1 word.
Bill Goldberg.
Fuck.
Say to his face, Jim.
Bill Goldberg.
Oh my God.
Say it to my face, Bill Goldberg.
There it is.
There it is. Mark, did you make your prediction for this match?
About Bill Goldberg? No. But I tell you, I would love for Punk to take the title off Cena. And I could very much see Rollins cashing in. And then we would have Bill Goldberg against Cena.
Bill Goldberg.
At the
18-time champion John Cena.
Yeah, I don't know that they'll take the belt off Cena already. But I would love it to be Punk. So I'm going to go with Punk. I'm going to make it happen.
I mean, hell, he only has, 12 more appearances after this?
He's going fast.
It's going quick. Devin has CM Punk. I think CM Punk is going to win by like DQ or something. If Cena's going to do a chair shot or a nut shot or something and finally get caught.
He hits him with the title like he has everybody else.
Yeah. So I think Punk will win, but I think John Cena will retain or walk out of Saudi with the title. So
he's gonna walk out of Saudi with Bill Goldberg.
Bill Goldberg.
I don't think that's a championship.
What's that?
A Bill Goldberg. I don't think it's a title. I think that's like the exact opposite of a title.
Yeah, that's
a punch in the snoot.
It's a contest in hell. All right, boys. Anything else for the week?
Well, I can't think of anything else.
Mark's stuck on a loop.
Wait a minute. We didn't do the wrestler of the week.
Yeah, we're gonna do those off air this week since most of the crew is off. I think I submitted mine earlier. I have Stax Lorenzo,
Stax Lorenzo,
your new Heritage Cup champ. is mine. Mike, who would yours be this week?
Man, tough decision here.
A week.
Kota Ibushi
Ah,
made his return in ring.
Old Coder Ibushi. Mark,
Coder.
who's yours, Mark?
I wouldn't mind having Bill Goldberg,
No.
but I'll have to save that. What if mine? He's not a wrestler. I was going to say Jim Ross for beating cancer.
Submit it. Maybe Tim will allow it.
He might allow it. God bless Jim Ross. I've loved Jim Ross since he was one of the reasons I started watching wrestling, because of his commentary and his excitement.
Good old JR, man.
See, Jim, I figured it out, and I'm going to give you this one. When the Academy starts to play the music, they just mute him and we end the show.
That's what I should do.
Yes.
Do from now on. All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining along with us this week. We appreciate the voicemails from Tim and Devin. We appreciate the interaction. We hope you have a good and safe weekend, whatever you do. Make sure you are liking and subscribing to 3CT on all of our social channels across the board: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, YouTube as well. You can get our merchandise over on our TeePublic store. You can get us on Twitch. We broadcast over there. Maybe at some point we'll do some WWE video game content over there. Maybe we'll figure that out sometime. But you can also leave us a voicemail, 717-473-7833. But until the Tuesday podcast, when we start the month of July, and then we'll be back here live next Thursday night. We hope you stay safe, stay smart, and as always, go for the pin.